All right, so what I think I'm gonna use is the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor is a kind of paladin. I mentioned I wasn't going to do the Inquisitor, but I am. So the Inquisitor doesn't get lay on hands, which kind of makes them, yeah, it turns off a lot of what makes them kind of OP, which isn't always a bad thing. Isn't completely a bad thing, but they also don't get pre-spells. They can't turn undead, which kind of sucks, but yeah, it's good enough. They do get the ability to dispel magic, and they get they get to that true sight, which allows them to see like invisible bad guys. They're also immune to hold and charm spells, which are the biggest pain in the butt, especially when they happen to your main character. I will tell you, like, especially charm. Like, you're just like, no, stop hitting my guys. I've overpowered you because you're my favorite guy. No, stop. Or then, like, you get to the point where, like, you have to run away from your own guy, or or because you can't kill him. You can kill other characters, but if you kill yourself, the game ends. So, yeah, can't do it. So anyway, going on to alignment. I'm not going to explain alignment in too much detail, but basically, evil is what it sounds like. It's bad. Good is good. Well, maybe go into a little bit more distinction. So, for the most part, you can think of this as good versus evil. I think if you're playing a D&D game, like actually with other people, evil isn't the worst thing to take. Evil just basically means you're selfish and you think about doing stuff for yourself more than for everybody else. There's like a whole culture of people in our society, who kind of follow that greed is good thing, or whatever. So, I mean, it's not necessarily like this out of bounds, I'm evil, kind of thing. A lot of bad guys, in fact, tend to be what they call chaotic stupid, where they just do things that are self-harming, because they're chaotic evil. But my character, I've got no choice but to be lawful good, which I usually don't like to be because it's kind of an annoying class. In this game, I don't find that lawful, neutral, and chaotic really mean a whole lot. It's good and evil really make the big difference in Baldur's Gate. So if you want to be neutral good, then you can do that. The biggest thing is, you do good deeds, you'll get more reputation points. Your good characters will like that more. Your evil characters will like that less. And yeah, so I mean, otherwise, alignment doesn't mean a whole lot. You can get a guy who's level good, and then have them go around killing everybody. I don't believe the game's going to tell you that you have to switch alignment. You do that in real life in an actual D&D game. Your DM's probably going to tell you that. Anyway, moving on to abilities. If you remember from episode -1, I put in the mod that automatically has them start at 9 or higher. You can see I've got a couple 9s in here. I'm probably going to re-roll this. So that being said, just briefly go over the abilities here. Strength is what it sounds like. In addition to the primary requisite of fighters, basically strength gives you a plus to your damage. So it is really, really good idea if you're doing a melee class, give them a high strength. That's big. Dexterity is, it says it gives you high hand-eye coordination, all that. I believe shooting ranged weapons, you get get a dexterity plus dexterity bonus. Hi, Dodger, you don't know me. You get a plus to your dexterity if you're attacking from afar. You also get a bonus to your armor class, means that it goes down the better that you are, the higher dexterity that you have. So it's the prime requisite of a thief, but it's good for stealthy type classes to have the high dex, because often a character like that, you can't use heavy armor, so you're kind of limited. But if you're getting up in the front of combat, like if you're a thief and you're doing a lot of backstabbing, gotta have like an 18 dex. By the way, I should point out here, these abilities are between 3 and 18. In classic days, what we would do is roll 3 6-sided dice and add them up, and that would be our ability for the score. D&D has done some stuff since then where you can roll 4d6, take the top 3, roll a bunch, 6 sets of them, and just assign them however you want to take them. So if you roll like, the 9 dexterity, you'd rather have a 9 charisma, you can do that. Or as of late, a lot of folks have just gone to a straight like point buy system where you get a set number of points where it costs you, say, like 2 points to raise your strength from 12 to 13, and so that it tends to make everybody evened out. Whereas in these games, with the straight 3 to 18, you could create a character that had like a 5 or less in everything, so they're like basically barely able to get out of bed without breaking their arm. but that was a character you could play. I don't like these skills. I'm going to re-roll them. Come on. Oh, hey, look at that. You get your strength up over 18. One of the advantages that you get to that is you roll a little percentile die after it. So 19 strength is technically superhuman, but like 18 up to 0 is awesome. So this is actually a really good. These are some good rolls. I think I'm going to keep with this. I'm going to lower my dex a little bit so I can raise my intelligence up. Get it up to I don't think I can. No, I can. It's minimum 13 for these guys, but actually, I don't think I use that. I'm actually going to drop that down. I'm going to raise intelligence. Well, I think I'll keep them both at 14. That's not terribly high, but something you can have. Anyway, so strength gets you the extra damage. Dexterity gets you the extra armor class. Constitution is also pretty important. You see my constitution here is a little on the low side for a frontline guy, so I'm going to have to watch that. Basic constitution gets you a bonus to your hit points. That is really it. There's also, I think it gives you some bonus to like saves versus disease, but you don't run into monsters that give you disease very often, so that's not such a big deal. Hit points can be a pretty big thing, though. I mean, like, you know, even like 2 extra hit points, the difference between like, I think an 18 gives you +4 and 15 gives you +2. A difference, 2 hit points, you know, by level 10, that's 20 hit points. That's, you know, potentially that's like, you know, 10%, you know, maybe more than that, 10 to 20% of your hit point total there. Difference between having a low con and a high con. Intelligence is what it sounds like, although its big thing is that the higher intelligence you have, the usually as a mage, the more spells you can cast. So if you're doing the mage class, take an 18 intelligence, whatever you do. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to memorize as many spells. And sometimes, like with higher level, like the super duper high level spells, the highest levels, you actually won't be able to cast those because there's like a limit in first and second edition on the highest level spells you can cast. Wisdom is sort of a controversial skill. I remember when it came out, it was hard to grasp at first. I remember when it came out. I was not playing Dungeons & Dragons in the mid-70s, okay? I'm not that old. But when I first started playing D&D, which was a while ago, I'll admit that, wisdom is kind of your common sense, like your judgment, where intelligence, you know, intelligence, for a great example, actually, I believe the example they used in the original Dungeon Master's Guide, you might have a high intelligence might tell you that, you know, smoking's really bad for you. You shouldn't smoke. You know, the chance for lung cancer are through the roof, you know, so on and so forth. Wisdom is actually, you know what? I'm not going to smoke. It's actually, you know, utilizing that intelligence that you have in ways that actually help you. So that's what that is. Charisma then finally is a combination of like good lookingness, then your personal magnetism and all that. Paladins, the reason why this is 17, I'm not lowering it. It's a paladin classes. Those kits require you to have a 17 or 18 charisma, so it just automatically gives you that. That's also why I didn't get any abilities up here, because it had to take whatever extra stuff I had and dump them into charisma. Now, one thing you can do, and one thing that a lot of Baldur's Gate veterans do, is just jam on reroll. Oops, that would have been a good one to take. Just jam on reroll until you get like all 18s or some really good things. I have heard of players doing this for an hour. Literally taking an hour to just hit this button and going through and doing it all. That being said, I like the build that I had. I kind of like guys with some flaws. So, I mean, an average dexterity isn't exactly a flaw, but, you know, it's not something that I can count on. So, I mean, I kind of like characters that have lower and higher scores like this. It makes it, you know, a little bit more fun to roleplay with them. So that's what I'm going to take. Really, really want to, I mean, you know, you would not be the only person in the world to jam that reroll button. So taking that, now we go to skills. By skills, I just mean weapon proficiencies. This game doesn't give you those skills that you've gotten third edition, where you can like learn to cook and stuff. There was like one more way to make intelligent characters a little bit overpowered, but whatever. So I'm going to go in longsword. So these levels right now I'm proficient, so I get a +1 to hit, +2 to damage. Also an extra half an attack per round. So I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to take sword and shield style. And let's see, just in case I break that, it's a very paladin-y thing to go with. Oh, there are some, there is a difference between, thrusting versus crushing versus slashing damage. So sometimes you'll find yourself needing to put a pointed mace, because sometimes you'll find yourself needing to use like a mace against skeletons, because skeletons take forever to die when you stab them, because look at a skeleton, it's a bunch of bones. What do you do? How do you stab a skeleton to death? It just, eventually, I guess you knock off enough bones that you end up killing it, but it takes forever. Whereas you just whip out your mace and, kill them that way. All right, so let's see. This is the most important part of the game, where you choose what skin color and everything you got. I'm going to give myself... Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. So he looks like he's a member of the Seahawks. Yeah! Super Bowl champion, suckers. Okay, and then at the same time, you can choose your default voice.
All will die.
Be kind of funny to play a male character with a voice
Your
like that,
life
but
shall be mine.
it's not what I'm going to choose.
To battle! Onward! Death to you all! Your life ends here.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
That's the one that I like to use. That's right. There's a lot of these you can choose from, for males and females. So, so go ahead and choose. So then the second most important part, your name. All right, there we go. So yeah, we've reached the end of character creation. I'm going to hit accept and start the game. My name's Johnny Slick. Please, if you like this video and the informative nature of it, please go ahead and give me, let me know via comments, like the video itself. Send me a tweet at Johnny Slick. Send me an email at johnny_slick@comcast.net. This is, this other episode -1 and episode 0 are a little bit of a detour for me. As you can see, I've kind of mainly just been more silly than informative with some of these games. But, I kind of know a lot about Baldur's Gate, so I'm going to try to be like that with these games. If this is what you want to see more of, by all means, please let me know. I'd love to, showcase some older games that are, they're still really cool. But yeah, otherwise, give me a, let me know what you want and I'll do it. Have a great afternoon.